Hi, today we are going to see the Linux installation using the VMware. So I'm going to click on the VMware which locates here, and I'm going to create new VMware. So new virtual machine, go to file, new virtual machine, and I've chosen the custom. Next, I will install the operating system later, and hence I told already we are going to install the Oracle in Linux. So I'm using the Linux operating system, and the version is Oracle Enterprise Linux. Click on next, and I'm going to name it, the machine name is Sayonara, and where I want to save this file. So I'm clicking on browse, and I'm going to put it in C colon, wherein I've already created the folder name called VMware. In that I'm going to create a new directory, and I'm going to name it Sayonara. In this location I'm going to install the Linux. Clicking on OK. So this is the location, and next. And the processor I've chosen one processor, number of core processor is 1. Next, and the memory, I'm going to use 2 GB of RAM, so 2048. Next, hence I'm going to use the outside network, so I'm clicking on using bridge network. Next, so these all recommended, just click on next, and I'm going to create a new virtual disk, so create a new virtual disk. Next, and the disk I want is, it's up to you, your requirement, so I'm giving 40 GB, and store virtual disk as a single file. Then click on next, and where this file, VMD file, need to be located, so I'm clicking on browse, and again I'm going to the C colon VMware, in that Sayonara. In this location I'm going to save everything, in case if I want to move the operating system, yes, I can do it. So click on next. This is the pre-request. I have 40 GB, 2 GB RAM, bridge network, I have a CD-ROM enabled. Finish. So click on Sayonara. You will find the default memory and processor, hard disk, everything. Click on edit if you want to make any changes. And the operating system, I've chosen the CD-ROM drive, in which I'm going to use the ISO file. So I'm clicking on use ISO image, but I need to find where the file is located. So I'm clicking on browse. The file I've stored in this location. So this is my ISO file. Click on OK. Click on OK. And now pre-request is completed. I'm going to start the installation. So I'm clicking on power on the virtual machine. Once I click on, I'll get this image wherein you have to click on enter. Enter in the sense I'm going to use the graphical mode installation. So this would take some time in order to scan all the devices. So we are getting a welcome screen. In this stage we need to click on skip, because it will scan the disk. Then click on enter. If you want to go out from the screen, you have to click on Control Alt, so you will go out from the screen. Okay. If you want to come again, just click on it inside the screen. And I'm clicking on Next. Here you can select the language, so we are going to use the English. Next. And the keyboard, what type of keyboard we are using, so we are using QWERTY keyboard. Next. And it says we have found 40 GB hard disk. So do you want to erase all the information? I'm clicking on yes. And we do have several type wherein we can partition, but I'm going to use the custom layout. So I'm clicking on custom layout and click on next, and you have 40 GB. Now I'm going to create a partition, so I'm clicking on new. So I have given 2 GB of RAM, so swap we need to give double the RAM. So I'm giving more than 4 GB, so I'm giving 5 GB for swap. Rest 35 GB I'm going to assign it to the root. Hence we are using an oel5, so the file system type is ext3. And I'm clicking on fill to maximum available size. Click on OK. Click on next. Click on next. So here we can assign an IP address, or else we can go in after installation. We can also assign an IP address. You do have an option to assign an IP address here itself. So I'm giving an IP address here, manual 192.168.2.251, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Hence I'm not using the IP6, so I'm disabling that. Click on OK, and my machine name will be sayonara.localdomain, and my gateway is 192.168.2.1. That's it. Clicking on next, and I don't require the DNS, so I'm clicking on continue, and you can click on the country and give the root password. The password should be same. Clicking on next. In this location we need to select the package, so I'm clicking on custom now, and in desktop environment I'm clicking on KDE and go to development, except Ruby, select all the packages and click on server, go to FTP, legacy network, go to option, click on RSH, scroll down, click on telnet TFTP, close, and scroll down. You will find a server configuration tool. Click on that, go to base system, click on legacy software support, and it is an option where you need to choose. Okay, and click on support tools, and just you can type, you need to select systat, and in order to improve the disk quality you can select these two files, UUCP and ULDT. Click on OK, click on next, click on next, and this would take some time in order to gather all the information. Now the installation is started. I'm clicking on next. So for the installation it would take approximately 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm pausing the video for a few minutes. It's about to finish the installation. After the completion, it will restart the computer in the sense it will restart the VM machine. Now I'm going to restart the computer. Reboot. So this will take some time. I'm going to pause the machine for a few minutes in order to load the machine. Alright, and the installation is completed, and this is a welcome. So I'm clicking on forward, and we need to accept the license. Forward, and in order to install the Oracle, we need to disable the firewalls. Disable, click on next and click on yes, and SE Linux disable, yes, and KDump is not required, so leave it. Just click on next, and if you want, you can specify the date and time. Okay, so right now the time is 12:57 and the date is 28th July 2014. And do not create an user, just click on forward, click on continue. If you want to test the sound, you can play it forward and finish. Again, it will restart the machine. So I'm going to pause the recording session for a few minutes. It's restarting the machine. Thank you. Alright, and the installation is completed. You can log in. So I'm logging in as a root and type your root password. Alright, and hence it's a VMware, so the mouse will not move outside from the screen. So for that we need to install the VM tools. Okay, so click on Control Alt, so the mouse will move outside from the Linux screen, and click on VM and click on Install VM Tools. Once you click on, you have to wait for a few minutes and the screen will appear. In this, select and drag it to the desktop, this file VM Tools. Okay, once it copied, right click on the desktop, click on Open Terminal and go to desktop and type ls. You will find the file, that is a tar file. Okay, in order to unzip the tar file, the command is tar-zxvf and the file name. Okay, give enter. So now it's unzip the file. Once it's done, ls, so you will find the folder name called VMware Tools Distribute. So click on cd VMware, enter. You will find a file called vm-install. So in order to run in Linux, you have to click on /VM, give enter, and just you have to click on enter. So this would take some time. Thanks for your patience. Hence VM Tools is not installed, so the screen resolution is not that much good. Okay, so once the VM Tools installed, we do have an option to select the screen resolution. So by default it has chosen 800 into 600, so I'm clicking on number 3, so we'll get a good resolution. Once it's done, you have to restart or log off from the session. Click on system at the top and go to logout root. Okay, now you can find a good resolution. Root password, right? This file is not required anymore, you can delete. Done. Thank you. Thanks for watching installation video. We'll continue in another video for the Oracle installation. Thank you so much.